Yo, Joe!
Hello everybody and welcome back to another figure review. Today we're going to take a look at something that came out a little while ago, last year around October-ish, I think. Or December, I don't remember very well. But it is the Crimson Strike Team 3-pack. This is not my 3-pack, this is my brother's. He got it, I was still on the fence whether to get my own or not, but I've kind of skipped on it now for a while. But saying that, I'm not saying it's a bad 3-pack. It's actually a great looking 3-pack, and we'll get into, the repaints and all that lovely stuff. But it's not a bad 3-pack. I know some people had QC issues with the paint apps and whatnot. Luckily, we didn't experience that, so we're the lucky few that didn't have to go through that. So that being said, here they are rotating on the base, mostly equipped with all the accessories that they do come with. But before we get into that, we will take a quick look at the packaging itself, because I think it's a great packaging for this sort of exclusive item. It is Hasbro Pulse exclusive, and I think this was supposed to be not an SDCC exclusive, that was Chuckle. So yeah, it's just a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. But with that being said, we're gonna look at the packaging first. Now, packaging wise, we do have this sort of briefcase here with some, text here. We have the Crimson Strike Team, which is what this 3-pack is called. We have the Extensive Enterprises logo here, and it does have some raised edges and whatnot, so it feels like there's some texture to it. But yeah, these edges here for the most part are, I don't know how to describe it, but there is some edges to it, and you can feel it wherever you touch on these edges. Even the letters here have that raised edge, which is very nice. On the side, you get more of that sort of briefcase, and at the top here, hopefully I don't drop any of the figures back there. We have the rest of the briefcase components, your latches, your buttons, your handle there. The handle does have an edge to it, so you can feel that. The latches also have a sort of edge, a raised edge to them as well, so that's very nice. And then you get to the bottom, nothing too crazy, just a bunch of legalese and whatnot, but the back of it does have a nice Cobra logo, and it does have some raised edges, like here in the middle. And then the rest is not raised, but it's sort of printed into, this sort of cardboard piece. But, it looks very nice, and, the other edges do have that raised edge. But once you remove the sleeve, you reveal, and there goes one of the figures. Put them aside for now, but when you do remove the sleeve, you get the same, kind of briefcase. This one has the raised edges on the Cobra, which, feels very nice, especially these parts here. But once you remove it, you do get some, damage to the case itself, different, like, sort of indentations. You get a little bit of blood smearing, which, from Chuckles was trying to run away and escape with this briefcase. At least that's the story that they're telling with these two packages. We get some more blood smeared, bullet holes and whatnot, and nothing here is raised. That's only the sleeve. But when you do have the bottom, is it the bottom or the top? It should be the top where the briefcase latches are and the handle is. But once you do remove it from the sleeve, you get a nice magnet there. Nice thick sturdy magnet, and it opens up to reveal a sort of zoom call between the Crimson Twins and the Baroness with Chuckles there at the bottom, and you just get a bunch of crazy detail here with all these buttons and whatnot, and a nice little Cobra logo up here. And you can see they're not really too happy. Chuckles has escaped with the briefcase and important documents. And in here, you do get this sort of cardboard piece to cover the figures, and it's a bunch of gold. But on the back, they do have, you know, that file that Chuckles was stealing and the intel he was trying to gather, and you get some nice schematics here of the bat. So yeah, very nice attention to detail with this packaging. And then you see the inside. Obviously we already took out the figures, but there's some nice Cobra logos going all around in there. And then you do have these little boxes here that slip out. These are the ones that contained the accessories, and the Baroness has the rest of hers here, so that's why I am taking these out. But I think that will do it for the packaging. Very lovely packaging, I think so. It's some nice storytelling with it. But with that being said, we can take a close look at the figures real quickly and their accessories. There is a lot of reuse that we've seen before, so nothing too crazy. But let's get right into it. Starting off with Xamot here, looks great in this crimson color. These figures each come with their own unique stands. As you can see there, they're in this sort of gold paint, or maybe molded in gold. I'm not too sure. But they do come with their own unique base, and they do have their names on it, which is amazing. So this one is Crimson Strike Xamot. And we're just gonna go quickly and give a cool look at the coloring here. I think the color looks great. The crimson came out amazing. I like the glossy black that some of the areas has. For example, the Cobras there, I think that looks amazing. And yeah, it just pops, and for some reason I just really love how the red came out. Looks amazing, and the gold is just a nice touch, you know, to their overall uniforms and whatnot. And as you can see there, they do have their golden submachine guns and knives, and it just looks amazing. Again, this is Xamot. He is the one with the scar on his face. But yeah, taking a closer look at, you know, his accessories, they are the same as the regular release. So you have those sort of weird daggers there. You know, the submachine gun here does have a removable mag, if I can get it off. So removable mag, and they do come with these red suppressors, which are also removable, as you can see there. And there's just some nice detail with the guns there, and a nice silver logo there. The scar looks very good. Paint apps looking great. There's the rest of the body and the base. You get another knife down here, and that is painted nicely. So again, same accessories as your regular Xamot here, just this time he is painted in that crimson color, which looks very nice. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing too crazy to go about with this guy. I believe I reviewed Xamot, the twins, before, so I'm not gonna get into the articulation in this video. But do know there's a lot of great articulation, as we know, with the classified, but them specifically, you know, they're very fun to pose around. But with that being said, we're gonna put Xamot in the back for now, and we're gonna take a look at Tomax. You know, similar to Xamot, Tomax has his own base, and again, that black and red just looks very good on him, as well as the gold. Again, it's just a repaint from the original one. Same accessories as Xamot, so there's nothing too new to look at here. Same articulation and whatnot, and here is a side-by-side look at the two of them. They look great. Which one do I prefer? I mean, I honestly like both, but I think the red really is speaking out to me. I just love how that looks on the twins. But yeah, there's a side-to-side shot with both of them. Let's go ahead and move on to what I consider to be the only reason to get this 3-pack, and that is the Crimson Baroness. And the reason I say that is because she does have a lot of updated articulation, and they just did a phenomenal job with her when it comes to, you know, sculpting and the head sculpts. And we'll take a quick look at her extra accessories first, and then, you know, compare her to other versions of the Baroness that we have gotten so far. Alright, so in this little box we are keeping the rest of her accessories. We have an alternate head, we have that little cobra sort of laser gun, and 2 sort of swords. So these 2, I believe, came with the movie Baroness, and they have some nice detailed sculpt to them, some nice snake heads there at the end, and some nice silver to the blades. We do have the sort of coiled up laser. I mean, you can see how it has a little barrel there, but it's painted very nicely. You get some red eyes there, and it's painted in black, some gold in the underbelly going through. So it looks very nice. We saw this with the Cobra Island Baroness, so it's a reuse of that accessory, but it looks great in black. The Cobra Island one was a more grayish color. We do have the alternate head or flowing hairpiece. This one, she is sort of biting her lip. I'm not too sure how to feel about it, just because the paint can get a little bit splotchy and whatnot, but it looks great for the most part. And then you do have, like I said, the flowing hairpiece on this one, and you can remove it and interchange with the different heads, as well as the glasses are removable and interchangeable. So you simply remove the head, and there's a better look at her eyes. Looking very cool. You can see where the hairpiece sort of goes into place with that indentation there. So very lovely. And then you have the glasses, which are also removable, and you can see through, which is nice. And then you have the flowing hairpiece, which, you know, to demonstrate, there's another head option here with a sort of a mask, painted very well with gold, black, and red, looking very cool. But you simply place this in there, and you have hair on this other head option. Currently we have her configured with the more rectangular glasses and the normal hair piece there, just sort of laying on her back. But she also comes with her own base, as we can see here, the Crimson Strike Baroness, looking very cool. And then we do have a lot of texturing and whatnot going throughout this figure. You have 2 pistols and her 2 Uzis there, so she can go guns blazing into action. The pistols we have seen many times in the Classified series, but they sort of retooled them to have a little bit of more of a barrel, and that's for you to be able to remove the suppressor from the Uzis and attach it to the pistols themselves. So you can do that sort of configuration as well. So, you know, they give you plenty of options with this Baroness. And then you do have 2 holsters there in the back to store them. And then the 2 Uzis have some great detail in them. Again, molded in gold plastic, looking very cool. The belt has some nice gold paint there, and some lovely bright metallic red and metallic sort of silver for her chest armor, which just looks amazing. Some more paint here on the forearms, her gloves, and yeah, silver here at the legs as well. So yeah, it just looks amazing. It's an amazing looking figure, and you can see that head option where she's a little more stoic, a little more stern, than the other one where she's a little more flirty, you know, biting her lip and whatnot. And here we have her with the what is it? Walmart exclusive retro carded Baroness, which is the one I've been using mainly. It's just the all out black and the glossy black, you know, for, you know, those important areas that should be glossy. And yeah, you can see a few differences already in terms of the hair. This is more, you know, rectangular, and that's a little more rounded. The arms here aren't as articulated as this new one, and we'll get into that. That's basically the newest addition to this Baroness. And here we also have the Cobra Island version of the Baroness. Different skin tones as well. You can see that one is has a little more tan to her. This new one, also a little more tan to her. This first one, which was very pale and white looking, a lot of people didn't like that. For the vintage one, they did, you know, make glasses removable, which, you know, left these ugly gaps there. And just to see if this works, it's not going to work. There is a curve to these glasses, so they can't really go all the way in. I guess you could modify them, just cut that off, and then have this version with the rounded glasses. But for now, I mean, this isn't my own 3-pack. It is my brother, so I'm not gonna do that kind of customization. This one did not have the removable glasses, unfortunately. Not that we really needed it. But yeah, she does have, you know, the painted red cobras on her, and they did do something different here and gave her these different forearm pieces rather than, you know, the sculpted little cobra logo that these had. So we're gonna set these two aside, and we're gonna take a quick look at her articulation. The feet or legs are the same for the most part. You know, they're still pinned and whatnot. Everything is the same. I think everything is the same except for this neck piece. It has more of a color to it rather than this, where it just ends there. So she has a little V there in her neck. These other ones had, you know, little shoulder pads there, and this new one does not. But yeah, the articulation is where this one is gonna shine, because we do get, and the joints are still very tight, you know, hinging outward, which is a bit unfortunate because, you know, that is gonna lead to that peg stressing out. But you get your butterfly joint, you have your bicep swivel there, which we did not have with the old ones, and then you get our double jointed arms here, so they have some great range, and that is very much appreciated that they went ahead and updated that mold, or gave us a new mold for the Baroness, because yeah, that range is very appreciative. You know, to get her into some cool poses, because with that single jointed elbow, you can't really get much out of it. So it's a nice addition to the articulation here. And if you're wondering if you can, you know, port in other heads onto this one, you can, but you cannot port the new heads to the older ones, as the older ones use a much more bigger peg, as you can see there. And yeah, that's not gonna work, but you can just place this on top. And if you want, I mean, probably use a one that's a little more tanner, but it does just sort of lay on top as such. So you can use the other heads on this one, and it looks pretty okay for the most part. Again, use the one that's a little more tan. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and remove this. Give her the rounded off glasses. And I just dropped her head. And here's a closer look at the more stern, stoic look without the glasses. I do recommend putting the glasses on first, making sure that they're sitting on there well, and then you go ahead and place the hairpiece on top. It is going to move a little bit, but you know, once you have everything sitting there well, it's going to look fantastic. So there's that. There's her with the rounded glasses. We're going to give her her Uzis again. And we're going to call it the end of the review. So that does it for my review. A little longer than I expected, but you know, some new stuff to look at the Baroness, and you know, a few comparisons with the Crimson Twins, you know, just to give you guys that visual. But I'm very happy with the 3-pack. I think they did a phenomenal job with the repaints. They look amazing, and you know, it's an option if you haven't gotten any of the Baroness or the Twins. This is a good alternate option to having 3 of the characters, unless you really want their classic looking color schemes. Then you can easily pass on this 3-pack as well. Like I said, the only reason I would get my own is for the Baroness, just because she looks great in that red, and you know, the updated articulation really is appreciated, and you know, I would like to do some amazing poses with that. But with that being said, it is an amazing 3-pack overall, and you know, you can skip on it or get it. I believe they're still available on Hasbro Pulse as of now. But yeah, I think overall it is a great 3-pack and a great way to repaint some figures, and you know, just put them all together, and you know, you're not forced to buy them. You know, only if you're absolutely, you know, interested and absolutely need them to complete some sort of collection. These are there for that. I think they did great with this 3-pack. So with that being said, what do you guys think of this 3-pack? Did you guys get it? Skip on it? Still thinking about it? Let me know down below. That does it for my review, and I'll see you guys in a future video.